Hello guys, I'm the Kegman and welcome back to Formula 1 Manager 22, and today we're going to be doing a couple of little things. Number one, obviously, we're going to be doing the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Jeddah is going to happen, but I also want to speak to you about the importance, and it is important, of doing your own practices. And I know what some of you are going to say, Keg. These races take a long time. They do take a long time. The qualifying takes a long time. Why should I bother about the practice? It's a good question. It's a very good question, to which I have a very good answer. Setup. Setup. So, this is the car setup here. This is how it starts. Right down the middle, nothing's changed. This is what we're talking about today. This is where we want to look at things. Now, if you leave this to your engineers to sort, you are not going to do very well. That's basically what it is. You're not going to do very well. You are better than your engineers at getting your car set up to the max, which means that if you want to take a team like Williams, for example, we're using Alpine here. If you want to take a team like Williams and have them punch above their weight, you need to do your own setups. You need to get that setup above 90%. Otherwise, you're going to end up with 55, 67% setups because your engineer's done it. So that's what we're going to do today. Now, I'm going to cut this recording right down. I'm not going to show you the full practice. I will probably show you how the setup goes. So we'll do pre-practice, each mid-practice setup change, because every 20 minutes, I think it is, or 25 minutes or so, depending on the ability of your drivers, you're going to be able to look at the setup. They're going to give you a rundown, and you'll be able to adjust it where and when you need to. So that's what we'll do. We'll do all three practices, which will be a total of around about 6 or 7 setup changes, and then if we need to adjust in qualifying, we can then revert. If things in qualifying get worse, we can revert to the previous setup, but hopefully we'll be in a position where we don't need to worry about that. So this is what I'm going to do. This is how I like to set things up, and it's been working for me. I'm going to start on a medium compound. I'm going to put a run plan of 25 laps with a driving option of 2 on pace mode. Now, we need to aim for these blue markers. These are where, these are the optimal points, except they're not. These blue markers are going to narrow down and become smaller as we get more knowledge and work things out. Now, I would like to take things to the extreme ends if possible, just within reason. So if we do this, so as you can see, this is about as far as I can take the oversteer. Oversteer is more towards this end, brake stability towards this end, cornering towards this end, traction, so on and so forth. Basically, the reason I've done this is because if this blue, say for example for traction here, if the blue here shrinks down this way and it stays still, we're going to be in a good position. Once it shrinks down, if it's over here and this disappears and it's bad, then we know that actually, okay, we can send it back over this way. We get a more accurate reading of what's going on. If you sit dead in the middle, you get a less accurate reading. It's harder for me to put it in words than I was hoping. So basically, when right, I've got okay, take a breather. This is going to go out. This whole section is going to go out unedited. So. Let's say this is from 0 here on minimum to maximum. This is on 100. Okay, this is sitting at about 45 at this end. This is sitting around 95. We've aimed this for probably about 80. Okay, so say we've got this marker, this white marker here on 80 on this scale of 0 to 100, minimum to maximum on the oversteer. If this 95 shrinks down to 80, and these question marks come up as good or great, then we know we're in a good spot. We know what's happening. If this shrinks down massively and this doesn't move, then we know we've actually got to go further on. If I was to put this white marker dead middle, then I'd get a less accurate reading of which way I need to send this marker, whether I need to send it towards the minimum or towards the maximum. Does that make sense? I hope it makes sense. It needs to make sense. Anyway, let's get our other driver here, Sebastian Ocon, set up in a similar fashion. So medium, 25 laps. We're going to send this to the maximum. I want to try and get the oversteer as far over as possible. We're going to be... Ooh, let's have a look. It's going to be harder to do on this one. So we can do that. There we go. I think that's about as close as we're going to get to these ends. So this is all set up. These are fairly in the middle on the grand scheme of things, but they're towards the ends of these blue markers. Now, we're going to go to the practice. We are going to manage to practice, but I will cut these down where needed, as much as I can. So basically means less talking from me. So let's send out both drivers. Right, so they both go out. We're going to set it to a speed 16. And you can see up here, we've got a 0 out of 5. This is our feedback. 0 out of 5, 0 out of 5. This is our setup knowledge. No, sorry, track acclimatization. And this is our car parts knowledge. So as this goes up, we'll get more feedback generally. As this goes up, we'll get a better feel for the track. Obviously, as these fill up, we'll then get a marker saying, you know, what do you do? Is the car good? Yes, no. And we'll get an idea of what we need to do to then adjust. So I'm going to let this run until we've got all 5 and I can bring the drivers in. And we'll come back then.
How was the balance?
Very bad.
Copy that.
Okay, so it came up a second ago saying that the car balance was bad, so we know that Alonso is not happy with this setup, so we'll wait to have a look there. Ocon's going to pipe up in a second.
How was the balance?
Really bad.
Okay, understood.
Alright, so we're both bad, but oversteer is good. So this end barely moved, this end barely moved. So we're going to try and get... This isn't perfect. We're going to try and get this perfect. We're going to start by moving the rear wing where we need to. So if we bring this all the way down... So I'm going to send... I need to figure out how to move straights without destroying everything. So I want to put the straights here. So with that, okay, so all of these are in the blue markers. They're as far away from these as, well, it's not as far as I can be, but I've gone a little bit further away from good. Now, we do have, other than bad, good, great, and optimal. Now, optimal is obviously the best. Great is pretty good, but yeah, we're gonna leave it like this. Now, we've got a tyre issue. That tyre issue isn't an issue. This is why we're using the mediums. This is why we're going on low pace, because my plan is to use one set of tyres. We've got 21 laps left on these. Let's confirm that one out. We'll send them out in a minute. Now, Ocon's setup is a bit better than Alonso's. His is at 36%. Alonso's was at 18%. We can see that we've got a great and a great and 3 bads. Now, this will be a little bit harder to adjust, but we can do it. It's not the be-all and end-all. We know that we don't want to mess around with these too much. We do want to mess with these. So if we can leave the wings alone, that would make life a lot easier. Unfortunately, messing one messes up the other. Okay, so I'm going to try this one out. So we've got the 2 grates as close to base as we can. Now I think this is going to end up being bad still for cornering, probably for traction too, but we have got them in the blue, which means it would be an increase in viability. So we're going to go back down to 21 laps, confirm this one up. and we need to wait around about 4.5 minutes in game time. We're currently at 37 for these cars to reconfigure. So by the time we send them back out, it will be around about the half-hour mark. But we'll have a good idea of what's going on with the car and the setup. So both are done, both are sent out, and we'll be back for the next pull-in.
How was the balance on that one?
It feels okay.
So Alonso's balance
Copy that.
is now good, which is a massive improvement. So now 18% to 71%. We've got great, good, great, great, good. Now there is improvement still. Although we've only got 12 minutes left, and it will take 4 minutes to do, we are going to mess around with this. The good thing about this, it's not going to take too much to edit, to get the extra little bits here and there. So if we can get the bits that say great as close to the start as possible. I would like to send straights a bit further up. It's like there. Okay, so 71%. We're going to try this. Now that good might be too far away, but unfortunately there's not really all too much I can do. Bring this back down. Well, there is. It's just trying to work it out. That's the problem. That is the problem. It's trying to work out how you bring it back without seeing it too far away. We'll try this out. I think braking stability is going to go down, but we may be okay. So these tyres are, unfortunately, they're a little bit dead. But I'm gonna leave them on the tyres. There's no point in changing them with the amount of time that's left. So we've gone to 48% here. So there is an improvement on the previous one, which was at 36, but we're still not ideal. So with the braking stability, it looks like we want to be further away than we currently are. With the straights, we want to be more or less where we were. Right, let's try this one out. So run plan, we're not going to be obviously be able to get a full knowledge of the setup. We should be able to get 1 of 5 out of these last 11 minutes, so that'll be 5 minutes on the track, but we'll get an idea. And then we'll be able to start with that in P2. Okay, so with qualifying 1 finished, we have set up confidence of question mark. Track acclimatization, 28 and 30, car park knowledge is 100%, and our performance plans are working. It's a set up confidence that we are still mostly interested in. We are not going to change the setup because we're still looking to hear from it. The traction is great. We've got 1 part knowledge for all of these. We've got a good on-brake stability, and that was previously bad, which is, you know, it's an improvement. Now, I don't want to use mediums. I don't actually know what we're going to do yet with this. So we're going to go on the softs. We're going to put it on 1 speed. We're going to go 20 laps. And we're going to keep it on soft. 1 speed, 20 laps. We want to do 1 speed. Actually, you know what we can do? We are actually going to go 3 and 3. I want to get around this track as many times as I can. So let's go 3-3. Let's go to practice 2. We already know what our setup is currently. So let's see what happens after about 20 minutes or so. Okay, so we've got Ocon in, but we don't have Alonso in just yet. So we're at 67%, which is the highest so far. We're just having issue with this traction. And you can see braking stability and cornering is good, which is massive. We need to sort something out with this traction without giving away too much on the cornering and the straights. Now, I know that one of these affects the straights a little bit, but I also know that one of these affects the straights as well. So that's going to take us the wrong way. This is going to be a good 20% improvement, I reckon. So let's get the 14 laps on the same tyres. Waiting for Alonso to pipe up now. He should be coming up any second. He's on 4 out of 5. There we go.
Okay, how's the balance?
Still good.
It feels okay.
Okay, understood.
For 72%, it is an improvement. It's not brilliant. Braking stability is still not perfect. We need to work on that then. We can do that by using the toe out. As opposed, so if we revert to make sure everything else is exactly the same, we'll use the toe out to push that far away. Alright, so we're going to move that away from the bad. Great, this could end up being optimal. I think these are both too far away for optimal, but we'll see. Let's get the laps correct, confirm that one, and we'll bring them back in shortly. We're at 89%. Traction, which was bad, is now optimal. Now, we could try a little bit more here. I feel like it's worth doing. Obviously, the oversteer, if we can get this oversteer in, that will improve things as well. But we want to do this without messing everything else up all too much. That may do enough. But obviously we can revert to the 89% as well. Let's see what happens with Fernando Alonso over here. And what we'll probably do, 84%, needs a lot more work still.
Okay, understood.
You can see we're outside on the straight still. This needs to go a bit further this way. Optimal and oversteer, optimal and cornering, it's going to make the adjustments of that a little bit tougher to resolve. Do I want to stick with 84%? I'd rather go for the full 90. I say the full 90. It's not the full 90, is it? I'd like to get 100%, but it's going to be tough. However, what we've done here, we've got optimal, optimal. I think this could end up being optimal. This is maybe too far away from good, and so is this, but we'll have a look. Let's confirm that one up. And I think what we'll do as well is we'll give them full rein speed-wise on the tyres, as well as fuel. I want to see what kind of pace they can potentially do. So I didn't actually get the opportunity to. There was a crash on the track, so we didn't get a chance to see them all. We've got 10 and 13 though. But we are still looking at this setup knowledge. We do have a P3 to do.
Our race weekend continues as we...
So P3 is next, and we'll be looking to see how much more we can get out of this. So with regards to compounds now, we'll stick with the softs. We've got 4 more left. It's a shame we couldn't get a bit more out of these, or those for that matter. We'll stick with the softs. We will... Oh, I want to get a really fast lap out of both drivers, so we'll go full... Yeah, we'll go full send for both of them. Just to do one lap, one proper lap, full pace. See what kind of pace we are doing.
Okay, Esteban, radio check, radio check.
Loud and clear.
Yeah, if we can get a pace, I'd like to see how well we're doing.
How do you
Okay,
feel
bring
about
Ocon
doing
in.
another lap on this set?
It's all good.
Copy that.
So Ocon, 92%. 92%. Great, great, great. Optimal, great. Now, we could do that a little bit more. And part of me really wants to. So let's try it. It's a tyre issue because of the quality of the tyres left over. So let's do that. Alonso needs to pipe up very, very quickly.
How
Optimal.
was the balance?
Well done, guys. Very good. Happy.
So
Okay,
optimal setup, 100%. 100% confidence to set up. This is why you want to do what we do. Look at that. Glorious. Optimal. Drive self confidence 100%. So this car is, in effect, running as best as it can. As best as it can. Really, really good to see. Really good to see. So Alonso is going to go out on the same tyres. We've got him on that. That's fine. That's all good. And now it's just about track acclimatization. And I'm just going to let him run what he needs to do. Actually, you know what we're going to do? Actually, we are going to call him in. Send out Ocon there. Reconfigure. Tyres, hards. Now, I was hoping to save those tyres. But it's fine. So, 35 minutes on the tyres. If he can get 25 laps out, that's fantastic. If he gets a bit low, then he gets a bit low. We're going to go aggressive and just let him do his job. Just going to let him do his thing.
It's good at the moment.
So he
Okay,
is
copy that.
95%. I'll be honest with you. 95% is more than good enough. We'll leave it on 95%. Very happy. 100%, 95%. Very good. So let him get their track knowledge, and we'll be back for qualifying. We're going to hold back
I think it's okay.
until around about the 10th
Green light.
ish minute. We are going to see some drivers come out. We want to hit a point between the front runners coming out and the back markers coming out to try and
We've had a crash.
get a run without any traffic, basically. So I am going to send out Ocon first. Now, track rubber is low. I don't know if it's going to get to a nice point by the time we go out. But we're going to go send out Ocon now. And we'll send out Alonso now. So this may not work. This may very well not go in my favour. Let's have a look at these timings as they go around. So Ocon in 6th at the moment, Alonso in 10. Now there will be drivers go out again. I don't know if we've got time to go for it again. We'll give it a crack, just on the off chance we can get a faster drive. There might be enough time to do this. Let's get them all out, just anyway. If he can get around in time, he should be able to. Alonso might struggle. He didn't get across the line, unfortunately, I don't think. No, he did. So Alonso 12, Ocon 8. Alonso's actually going further down. Was a bit of a risk. Oh, Alonso's actually out. That is a shame. That is a shame. Oh no! Wait, 8 and 9. 8 and 9. Why did I use two different sets of softs? I do not know. Adjustments are now locked. It's fine. Confidence is all good. We do have these softs available. We are going to stay on the softs. I think what we'll do is switch to mediums in the third qualifying. Which sounds crazy, I know. But it's my plan.
How's the radio on track?
Loud and clear.
So we're going to hold off. We've got. Oh wait, we've got 3 minutes. Still has a 5% chance of rain. I'm not being funny. 5% chance is nothing, isn't it? So we're going to do similar to what we did last time. We're going to send out Ocon. Now. And Alonso now. Now we should hopefully get a free run on both of these. Without any traffic. There's Ocon. Alonso has got Zoe in front of him, which is a shame. So Alonso is currently 4. Ocon 5. We'll see how every other driver does. They've got their lap to do. So Alonso, so did we go through the Q3 there? I think we did. Yeah, we did. 8 and 10. Very happy with that. Very happy with that indeed. Now the question is, We are on the softs that we did return. Now, do I want to go with the mediums for this? For a 0.1. You know what I'm going to do? This might seem counterintuitive. I'm going to go mediums. 2 flying laps. And I'm going to get both drivers out straight away. Some of this is just me testing theory, by the way, just so you know.
And go another radio check.
So we're going to send out, straight off the bat. So we'll get 1 flying lap in, plus a second flying lap on the mediums. It's a 0.1 second loss in pace. But I think it's worth doing. Or not. 8 and 9 currently. Obviously, other driver's going to go out before we can come back in. But I'll be honest with you, I'm okay with 8 and 9. We started 9 and 10 in the last race. If I remember rightly, it's been a couple of days since I recorded that. We started 9 and 10, and we finished higher up than that. We are going to start 9 and 10 again today, by the looks of things. We're going to do better than that in the actual race, though. Okay, so we're on race day. We want to come up with a strategy. So this is a 50-lap race. Add new strategy. Now I am considering 1 stoppers for both drivers. So we do mediums on aggressive, into the hards on push. So aggressive. Yeah, let's do that. So we're going to go with the strategy D here. And for Ocon, so strategy is going to be 25 here. So yeah, we'll follow this here. I think that could work for us. I'm not too keen on doing 3 stops, but we'll give it a go. We'll give that a go. Driver options. We're going to start the race off like so, just in the off chance we can nick a couple of spots in the melee. That is the start of the race. Talking of which, let's get going. Now I will try my best to edit this down.
With the drivers now
there will be a lot of 16 speed, but we'll see what happens.
We've got Esteban. It's almost time for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. It's lights out and away we go.
So speed 2, we've got Alonso here. Let's go into the cockpit mode. In fact, we'll switch to Ocon as he's a little bit further up the track. Now, he is on the tail of Russell here. It would be nice to see if he can get him around him. We'll do 1 full lap on this higher pace before switching back to be fair, we're supposed to be on higher pace here. We're supposed to be on 4 for Alonso. So we'll leave the higher pace on Ocon before switching out Alonso's to a slower pace at the end of this lap. Now I'm hoping that Ocon can swing past Russell quickly. Maybe on the inside, maybe not. Maybe not. Ooh, looking for the overtake. Can he get away with it? We're going to switch you down to 4. And we've got the excess fuel. And we do get the overtake here. Ocon goes past Russell. If we swing to this view here, you can see back there that
that's a good overtake.
Alonso has also overtaken. And Ocon's up into 7th. Looks like Zoom may have switched back. Verstappen's locked up as well. Ocon up into 6th with a beautiful overtake. And this is why we're pushing hard here. And we can get away with it, it's fine.
Alpine just advanced.
So Alonso's still down in 9. I mean, I'm putting a lot of my my eggs in the Ocon basket here. So that's my plan. So Ocon is looking to overtake both Bottas and Hamilton. Former teammates now, not teammates. I was going to call them enemies, but not teammates. Was probably better. I don't think there's any true, real enemies in F1, is there? Is there? Let me know in the comments below. If we get past Bottas, We're on the tail of Hamilton now. Can we get past Hamilton? Apparently not. How is Alonso doing? Alonso's in 8th on the tail of Gasly. Gasly, the Pokemon, of course. If Gasly wins enough races, he will evolve into Haunter. And it is a great overtake there. And Ocon does pull past Hamilton beautifully as well. Beautifully. Now, he is about 4 seconds behind Perez, so it could be interesting to see how we do that. I'm actually going to go aggressive on the tyres for now. We're not going to go for the push. Just going to go on aggressive. Because I feel like we can maybe do it for a little bit. Let's go back into attack mode now. So with the nearly 4 second gap behind Perez, it's going to be really tough to catch up to him. He's also on hards right now, we're using the softs. So we're actually going to be pitting before anyone else as well by the looks of things. Now, I need to look at this. I'm wondering if we can... Is it worth trying? No, it's not worth trying to do, is it?
Regained a place.
Now, Alonso has lost a place to Gasly, which is a bit frustrating. Hopefully he can regain that. Yeah, I'm wondering if it's worth trying for the one-stopper. I think we might lose too much pace around the track for it to be worth it. We're definitely losing time on Perez, though. We were gaining time on Hamilton, but I feel like Hamilton's now on the big push. We're probably going to lose 4th to Hamilton in just a moment. I feel like the Mercedes pace is a little bit better than the Alpine space, and there is both Hamilton and Bottas. Now I'm hoping they can battle each other and slow each other down, but I don't know if that's actually going to happen. That would be really useful if it does. Let's push Alonso again, who is on the tail of Gasly still. Hopefully he can get past him again. He's got the excess fuel, so we'll let him do that. So Ocon did lose some places there. Briefly, he may regain them.
It's a race position gained from Mercedes.
He has regained them. Let's go 4.
Alpine just
I'm going to
advanced.
go to aggressive there and push here. We can carry on push here. Now, I think at the moment we're more... we're not going to be picking just
Mercedes
yet.
moved up a place.
Mercedes has moved up a place. I'm going to wait one more lap before calling in.
That was gone.
Right, so pit options. Okay. So if we were to do...
What do we do?
Do we carry on softs? I mean, we've got these ones here, right? Lifetime, that's 45. So we could do lap time 4.1. Minus 4.1, 8.1. Right, we'll stick with the softs. We're going to stick to the plan. We'll stick to the plan. We're going to go aggressive attack on these.
Box now, please.
Now, I probably have given a bit too long, but I'm okay with that. We're going to get Alonso to go aggressive again. So Ocon's stripped down to 12, but obviously everyone else does still need to pit. He's the first pit, as we well know. Now, we're supposed to be reds on these as well. We've gone a little bit further than we should, so that might give us a little bit of benefit.
It's a race position gained for Mercedes.
Ocon back into 10. Should see some pit stops coming in. There's a lot of pit stops here. Ocon back on the 7th. With Alonso in the 5th. Alonso's got a little bit longer to pit, so we'll wait a little bit longer there. Maybe bring him back down to standard. Let's go balance on the fuel.
Is that a lockup?
Ignore. We want to wait one more lap, I think. The 6th.
Some rear graining.
Right, now we're going to pit him onto the hards.
Okay, copy that.
This lap.
Do we need to undercut one or overcut or something?
We're a long way behind Leclerc. A long way. It looks like he's going to see out the race on his hards. That's where I think going for a one-stop may have benefited us. Because we're going to be doing another pit for Ocon soon. We want to pit now. I feel like we've not done that much. Let's go attack. Balance. We'll leave that on push. Push. So aggressive here. Now we're going to pit into these hards, where we should be also on aggressive. We're going to lose so much time though. I feel like it wasn't worth. I feel like it wasn't worth pitting for those softs. We should have just taken those hards and just seen it through. That's what it feels like. But that's part of the game, isn't it? Strategy. I mean, Alonso's got the fastest lap so far of the race. On hards, by the way. On hards. Amazing. And Perez has just nicked it back. So welcome to back in the 10th. Alonso in the 7th.
That was a position gained for Alfa
And
Romeo.
if we are careful about things, we won't need to worry about pitting or anything like that now. We should all be good just to see this through. If Alonso can hold on to 5th place, that would be pretty damn tasty. And if somehow Ocon can gain 2 positions and get ahead of Verstappen into 7th, that would be pretty good as well. But I don't see it happening. I think the cars they have are just a bit too much for us. Alonso, the new fastest lap time again. Into 4th as well. Back into 5th. We're going to keep an eye on the battle here between Alonso and Hamilton.
It's a race position gained for a Mercedes.
That's a great overtake. So I'm having to bring Alonso down on his tyre deg.
Safe.
And we're going to ignore the safety car. I'm just going to carry on.
No more DRS.
There's other drivers in the way, slowing us down. Always good. Always good. Ocon in 6.
Alpine
Alonso
just
4.
advanced.
We're far too behind Perez. Alright, Ocon in 6. Can he get ahead of Russell somehow? It's slower back markers, isn't it? Don't worry about the tyres, mate. You've got like 1.5 laps left. Don't worry about that. So Carlos Sainz has won the race. Ocon 6.
So what would you want? Box?
Alonso 4. Why would you box? 4 and 6. I'm happy with 4 and 6. That's not bad. That's not bad at all for Alpine. Ahead of Verstappen, ahead of Hamilton, ahead of Bottas. Very nice indeed. Four and 6. So up 6 positions for Alonso, up 3 for Ocon, and honestly, that kind of shows you the importance of your setups and your strategy. So drivers-wise, Fernando Alonso went up a place. Ben Ocon went down a place. In construction, we're 3rd. We're expected to be 4th. We are 23 points ahead of Mercedes, which is very, very nice. And we've got a development point for Alonso. We should have a development point for Ocon as well. Won't get one for Piastri. But that is all good, and we gain ourselves another 3.7 million. But that is going to be it for today. Now, the next time I touch this save is going to be on Twitch. Now, I would recommend you come and follow me over on Twitch. I will put a link in the description below. And then, if you can't make it to Twitch, I will put the unedited content onto YouTube, so you can still catch it. It just will be long. It will be long. But if you've got any questions you want to ask me, you can do that live on Twitch. Obviously, in the comments below, let me know what you think of this game. If you missed part 1, where we talk about all of the in-game options, please go back and watch that. There'll be a card above, if I remember to put it in. And yeah, thank you very much for joining me. I'm the Kegman. I'll see you soon. Like, subscribe, all that bollocks. Take care.